You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Arrested Development After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Arrested Development After Show.
Hello, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are doing Arrested Development.
I love that music.
Those last little bit of notes there.
You don't want to hear me do it?
Yes.
You want to do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
You keep plugging.
Hi, everyone. This is Nando Velasquez, and welcome. We're doing episode 3 of Arrested Development, season 4, and that one's called Indian Takers, and it features, we're following Lindsay this week, and as we stated the last 2 episodes, we're going to do every single episode one by one. We haven't seen, I don't think any of us have seen all the episodes, right? We're being really, really nice.
We're being good.
We're being as good as we can, and we're watching it one by one just so we could break things down. So if you've seen ahead, you might know things we don't, but we are doing this as we see it. So, and joining me to my right is Alina.
Hi, everyone. Akram.
I'm just messing up. And then over to my left, first of all, we have
Roxy
Stryer. Yes, and all the way to the end,
I'm Kathy Kelly.
Kathy Kelly. Yes, welcome everybody. So let's get started on this. First of all, I love this episode. I mean, this is great. I love where they took this, and they took this from all over the place. I love me some Tobias. So we got a lot of Tobias in there. So that was one of my favorite things. What do you guys think?
I love Lindsay's Eat, Pray, Love journey, you know? Her going to India and finding herself.
But she just stops at pray. You know, she needs to pray.
No, she doesn't she doesn't get to love.
If she
They
had
talk about love.
Yeah, but I think if she just made it to love, she wouldn't have gone to India. She would have eat, pray, and then loved at home.
Yeah.
Maybe not eat even.
Yeah.
So, well, sure. Yeah. But one of the things that I love, and we talked about this before, is every time you watch the episode, you get to hear more jokes, and you constantly are learning more things that happen in the season. And when we were doing season 4, episode 2, I realized that she is staying at the 4 Seasons because it's the 4th season. That completely blew over my head.
Oh my goodness. You just blew my mind there.
You're good. We need you on the show. You stay right next to me.
That was awesome. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And you know that, they said 4th season in episode 2 also.
Yes.
And now 4 seasons of Mumbai, I think she was at, right? Whoa. Awesome. Thank you for that. Again, that's what's so great about the show. Like, many different people can watch this episode and catch slightly different things. I have 1 or 2 things I'm gonna lay on you a little bit later. But hopefully I can impress you just like you impress me now. So let's get this started. Well, first of all, before we get this started, we just want to do a little talk about a project that we love here at AFTERBUZZ. And
it is The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It is a feature film created by our creator of AFTERBUZZ, Kevin Undergaro and Maria Menounos. I almost just put them together because they are a couple.
Kevmia.
Kevmia.
Yes. They are one unit when they work together, and they produced an amazing movie. I said it was The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It is a comedy that is absolutely hilarious, stars some major celebrities in it. Henry Winkler, who I know you're all a fan of because of Arrested Development, Kathy Lee Gifford, Maria Menounos, Beth Bayers, all-star cast, absolutely hysterical movie.
Artie Lang, Chris
Yes.
McDonald. Yeah, it's a lot of really good people in there.
I could go on, but I felt like it would be a 10-minute long
And some of our very own AFTERBUZZers.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But you can download that on iTunes and other platforms. It just came out May 29th. So supporting that movie indirectly supports AFTERBUZZ. We would love if you would check it out.
If you like the humor in Arrested, you're going to like the humor in Adventures. So
Absolutely.
Download
Witty.
it. Support us.
Yeah, and we don't ask for much usually, so this is something that's really near and dear to everybody here at AFTERBUZZ. So it helps all of us. It keeps the lights on, as we like to say. So it's really simple to do. It's on iTunes. If you're on iTunes listening just right now, it's really simple to download. So yeah, please do. We'd love it. We'd love it if you do. and it is a really, really good movie. So anyway, let's move on. So let's start off with Lindsay's trip to India, which I thought was so great. I'm actually surprised. I wanted to Bing a search. I wanted to Bing a search and just see if there was any comments on all the jokes
just bleep
of
that
our
out.
trip. Yeah, we'll just bleep that out. It's all
Is it
good.
the same guy who keeps swindling her every single time, and he also works at the Four Seasons?
He also works at the Four Seasons, and he's all over the place, and him and like all his friends are on a racket. And I gotta mention it. It seems like almost every single member of Outsourced lives in India from the TV show. It's like they just pulled everyone from Outsourced in there.
I mean, one, I love how blatantly racist this show is.
Yeah.
I think it adds so much humor to the show.
Yeah.
But also, I love that Lindsay was on a journey to find herself without materialistic objects, and the entire time, all she's doing, like when she was packing her bag to go to India, she's like, I don't need these material things. Throws out pictures of her family.
I know.
I love the line Ron Howard said when she went to India to let go of all possessions and to find something cute to put all of her stuff out there in. So,
How about the line where she goes and sees the shaman and he says that she's full of shit, and she's like, oh, well, back where I come from, that's an insult, but I know you don't mean it that way. She's just so clueless
And
about it all.
this bag is as fake as you are.
Yeah.
Wait, what? My bag's
Yeah.
How can you tell?
She's always picking up on the wrong part of the sentence. That's so typical.
I will
Lindsay.
say, because we brought him up, the guy who was in almost every single scene in India, his name is Rizwan Manji. And he plays Rajiv in Outsourced, and he was like one of my favorite characters in Outsourced. He was really awesome, but I just have to do a shout out for him because he was so awesome in the Four Seasons scene when she's like, "Can I get a room that doesn't? Can you remove the smell of lamb from my room?" He goes, "Yes." And which animal smell would you prefer instead of lamb? So just all of those little jokes were just awesome.
Okay, and also he convinces her to buy the bag. Was there another joke there besides the fact that it's not Kate Spade? David is...
Well, that was the jacket. David Spade is the actor, and David Spade is her
Anything
brother-in-law?
under a small is considered David Spade.
David Spade's tiny.
They were making fun of his size. Yes, they were making fun of
That's
his
so
size.
mean.
One of my favorite jokes, and this is one of the most racist jokes of the entire episode, but she's on the bus going to her
that
hotel.
was great.
They hit a tourist, and they're like, oh, she's like, oh my gosh, you hit something. And they're like, well, it wasn't a cow.
Yeah, no, that is racist, but it's funny. And like you're saying, because they're so obvious with it, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I love also that they had the joke about oh, your room's by the pool. Oh, you have a pool? Yeah, it's just too crowded to see the water.
They said that with the beach,
And they said
too.
at the beach too. It's too crowded to see the beach.
Guys, if you look though, when she's on the plane and she's like leaning back and then like jams somebody behind her who keeps kicking her. If you look in the top left, I made you stop this. It's got to be Tobias. You see like his glasses in it.
Really?
Yes, you can see. You hear like oh, and you look in the top left and you see his glasses. Like they are the Tobias glasses.
Oh.
And then when she goes and she gets there and she opens the bag, you notice this.
It's pirate stuff. It's his shirt that he had borrowed from Lindsay. It's the pirate shirt that he wore famously in the other seasons.
Oh no, I did not realize that.
I didn't see that either.
So I don't know what else he's doing there, but he's got to be there.
It's like you got to pause every other moment or something
Right.
in this thing. It's amazing. Wow.
I know.
Both of you guys, now you just impressed me, Roxy. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Brownie points?
Yeah, brownie points. One thing, since we're talking about the plane, one thing I wanted to bring up, which I thought was interesting, and I'm curious if it's going to come back. The two items she was looking at in Sky Mall, another magazine, by the way, another magazine, was an inflatable hat box.
In case she gets a hat.
In case she gets a hat, and a self-cleaning litter box.
In case she gets
It's
a
a
cat.
cat.
Dr. Seuss?
Yes.
Is that really?
Cat in a hat. I mean,
Oh,
I was thinking of all the things that she was looking for. That was kind of a very subtle Dr. Seuss reference, which we saw in the first episode when they were doing The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now
with the
look at you
flashback.
being the impressive one.
Well, I'm just really curious as to someone's either a really big Dr. Seuss fan on the cast and crew of Arrested Development. They want to keep throwing little hints out there, or maybe there's going to be another big Dr. Seuss
Yeah,
type
they're
reference.
definitely in-flight magazine fans.
I think they do that, though. I think sometimes, yes, it is brilliant and something's coming later that we're not now. But I also think that they're inside jokes between the writers and between the cast. Maybe one of them loves Cat in the Hat, so they threw that in there.
Yeah, it's possible. I just
We
thought
don't
that
know
was
the
a
answer.
really, really interesting thing. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up, too, that I guess came out of Lindsay's trip to India was the prayer hands that we saw Michael using in the first episode and how he thought that was such a terrible thing. thing, and he said, it looks like you're out of ideas when you use prayer hands, and shoot me if you ever see me doing that. So that seems to be his go-to as of episode 1 too, which I really, really liked. Yes. So. But anyway, that was her trip to India. She found out that she had to go back to find true love, so she's decided to get back together with Tobias. Right? Did I miss anything from India? Anything else on that?
Well, just that the shaman turned into an ostrich.
Oh yeah, and again the ostrich thing. So that was really weird.
And he tells her that her love is at home, so she
love
assumes,
is where you left it.
Yeah, so she assumes it's Tobias.
Yes. So she's assuming that she's going back to Tobias. So she decides again to try and make it work out one more time.
And it just so happens that her Amex was declined, so she needs to call her mom. Her mom says that she'll pay for it and more if she comes back and testifies for her in the maritime law court.
What a great family.
So Lindsay is going back to find love and also to testify on her mom's behalf, even though it's something she doesn't want to do.
Yes, because it's going against her new true self. Right?
It's going against her new true self because she didn't consider herself a Bluth. Don't forget that scene where she had to decide between victims and a Bluth. She chose victim.
Yes.
So, because she felt she was victimized by the family. So
Who isn't?
Oh yeah, and this might be out of context here, but I just want to bring this up because Job. I just want to see Job. I want to see more Job.
Me too.
But in that scene when she's trying to decide between victim and Bluth, Job runs by and says, "I've got that big yes," and he says that. So again, it's like, all right, there's a lot. If you pay attention every time Job shows up, he's saying a lot of weird things that are just like non sequiturs. But I really feel like when we finally get to Job, and I can't wait till we get to Job.
We know it's coming.
That we're gonna see all these things come to play. It's all gonna connect. So I just wanted to bring that one up. But anyway, so pretty much we have Lindsay's homecoming. What do you guys think of?
Well, that way we have it. So that way you have it, and that way we have it. Come on, guys. It was the only line they said in the episode. They're buying the house. Do you want the butler's cabinet? Well, that way we have it. Well, that way we have it. It's just like so typical Lindsay and Tobias. They end up in this absolute mansion because, that way they have it.
That's a running joke, though. I feel like throughout all the seasons, it's just that you pay for things before you have the money, and then you get screwed because the money never comes.
But somehow they always manage.
Yeah.
Well, they have to somehow manage, but yeah, it puts them in really weird predicaments. And shout out to Ed Helms, by the way, coming back as the realtor, who, it's really funny. It's almost like Lindsay forgot that she hit on him back in season 2, I think, when she hit on him. Yeah.
Well, she hits on him again, and the shaman in India.
I loved how
she forgets about
both times when they ask if she has kids, she thinks that they're hitting on her.
That's her trigger.
Like, oh
no,
I don't have any kids.
And then reveal to Maybe standing right there.
I wasn't gonna say anything, just wanted to see if you caught it.
And then, of course, they're in this enormous house, and that fight scene that they had,
amazing,
which was so crazy.
Before getting there, the ninja loans.
Oh, ninja, please.
No loan, no income, or ninja loan is no income, no jobs, no assets.
Yeah.
No credit, no money.
Ninja.
Well, ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was crazy. I mean, does that exist? I didn't look that up yet.
No, it's an acronym, though.
Yeah,
it's an acronym.
It's no income, no jobs, or I guess.
And so he's saying, "Ninja, please."
Yeah, ninja, please. Yeah, totally. I love that line. I love that line.
And this is when the banks wanted to create debt.
Yeah,
I love that.
Absolutely. And they're getting a second gatehouse, and they could use one master bathroom or get two. Or
this is the part where I was starting to get a little confused. So we finally get to the house, and then you hear Lindsay call up, "Maybe you're gonna be late for school." So maybe he's clearly living in that house then.
This was like 2 years or 3 years ago or whatever. These scenes are when they left off from. So they went on the boat. The boat turned back. They went to the police station. Then Lindsay went to India. She comes back. They buy a house. Maybe still in high school.
Yeah.
2006.
And then she graduates, and then we see her in episode 1 at.
It does get a little confusing,
yes.
but these seem to be setting up the scenes for maybe what takes place in present day. So we're still looking at the past.
From what might. You don't mean the character. You mean what might take place?
Yes.
What
might take place? What may
maybe
take
happens.
place? What may take place later? Remember in episode 1 when they showed Michael at his lowest point, and everything else has more or less been a setup from the past that'll probably lead perhaps to that scene.
It's hard.
Anyan, exactly. So.
Oh, where's Anyan? I miss him.
No, he's an awful person, remember?
Yeah, he better come back. He better come back. I did love the little callback to the Roomba, and the Roomba couldn't even make it to its final destination.
Because it's losing
And Tobias, yeah, exactly. And Tobias loses juice too. But yeah, that it was great. I don't think I wrote the line down, but it was really awesome how they were talking about how what they made up for in spaciousness. I can't remember what it was.
Lack of furniture.
Lack of furniture. They made up for cavernous space or something. I don't know. I thought it was funny at the time, but not funny.
And the fight they're having, and they're all in different rooms, and finally they agree.
Yeah.
And
They
then
I don't think that
walk
it was
into
they were
each other?
actually a fight. It was just that they were screaming throughout the house to talk to each other.
That's all it was, really. It wasn't even a fight. I think it was just they were screaming, oh, you're right here. Oh, never mind.
Have you ever called someone in your own house on a cell phone? 'Cause I've done
Every
that
day.
before.
Every day. All the time. I'm just so lazy sometimes. Like, somebody's downstairs, you're sitting upstairs. You call them like, can you bring me a water? Or like, what are you doing tonight?
Thank God for unlimited minutes, huh?
Yeah.
Thank God for that for you. Awesome.
And maybe I should have kept that to myself.
No, it's all good.
No.
I'm just surprised you don't text.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I
I should save my voice. Too much energy.
All right, so pretty much Lindsay's back home, and she realizes that in order to testify, maybe it'd be a good idea, or perhaps, I'm going to stop saying maybe, because it messes you up. And it messes me up too now. So perhaps she needs to take some acting classes. And Tobias has been looking at this method acting class that he wants to do.
Method 1 acting.
Yes, which we find out is, he thinks is called Method 1. Clinic, which is short for methadone. So...
Right, of course. Easy way to confuse that. I see how that could happen.
Oh, yeah.
No, only to Tobias.
Only to Tobias.
And Lindsay catches on almost instantaneously.
Yes.
And they're asking him questions, and how did you get hooked? Oh,
He mentions a scene from a movie or something like that.
No, he says a play, and then he switches to Gypsy because
Good man Charlie Brown to
and he's
Mame.
Like, yeah, and he's like, oh no, because he sees she's not happy, and he's like, I meant good Mame. I meant man. Like, she's probably like he's on crack right now.
I love that they're like, okay, Tobias says they're about to do the monologues. They're going up to.
I love that. I love that. From now on, if I'm ever at something like that, I'm going to think monologues instead of...
If you're ever in something like that.
If for some reason I ever take a bad turn or something, I don't know.
Take an AA class.
You know what? If I'm in church and the priest is doing a sermon, I'm going to call it a monologue from now on. How about that?
I was thinking the exact opposite. I was thinking if I ever start an acting class, I'm going to call it Garden Grove Method 1 Clinic. And see if anybody gets the reference.
See who you get in that one. See who you get. By the way, I did want to bring this up, and I totally forgot that Tobias was acting kind of stupid in that whole scene, and almost, I will say, almost too stupid even for Tobias. I mean, come on, Method.
No.
You don't think so?
You see at the very end.
He's the guy that was on a boat with gay, like, parade people and thought that they were seamen. Is what he called
Well, they
them.
are seamen. But not the same seamen that
they are
they're men who from the sea. But what I did want to say is in that realtor scene with Ed Helms, they referred to hospital bills, and they also referred to some kind of surgery or something like that. I think I wrote it down here.
What was the word they kept using that they used there? Something.
I just remember hospital bills.
Well, hospital bills, and then Ed Helms even says there's surgery centers nearby.
Oh.
And Tobias said, I'm ready for a lot that's new. And then he pointed, I don't know if you remember this, he pointed to the window, and they showed some shot that I guess looked like he was pointing to a car. Did you see that really weird out-of-frame reference? And I feel like all of that.
Right.
So I'm wondering, the hospital bill in particular, I'm almost wondering if maybe he's extra kooky because of something that happened that we'll get to explore. But I just wanted to bring that up.
I was just going to bring up in the scene where you were saying he was acting kooky, not at the very beginning when they walk in, but you see at the very end, he says, in scenes from... on the next episode, which never is on the next episode, they show him saying, "Can I please have another one of those acting juices.
Yeah, which is
So,
some more acting juice, please.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously when we see he's like, there's
Well, because
something
he's
up with
all
that.
he's
all
I guess
like sedated.
I guess he's all sedated because they give them all. I guess that's what they give at methadone clinics.
It's to wean you off
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, but it makes you a little bit loopy, obviously.
Well, because
so.
it's isn't to wean you off a drug, you have to give small doses of the
It's
drug.
a different kind of drug, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's almost more addicting than meth.
methadone is what you would take to wean off of a painkiller.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's a methadone clinic.
So that's what they're taking.
That's
So
what you're
he is
taking,
taking
right.
methadone because they
Okay.
did say that actually. They said he was taking methadone.
I love the friends that they make in class.
Debris and
Debris and
Marky.
Marky Bark or Bitime or
Scenes that make you want to vomit. The butter.
Oh, that was so hard to watch.
Oh, I couldn't stomach that.
yeah.
I could not stomach that. I mean, how did the actress actually do that?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not really butter.
she's paid
Maybe.
a lot.
And what's better?
I guess it's not butter.
What would be better?
I guess.
You can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I mean, I was watching that and I thought that I was gonna hurl. I'm
it
not
was
kidding.
terrible.
Like some things on the show are so funny and so vulgar that it's hard to swallow.
Yeah.
So to speak, literally.
Yeah, and that was one of those moments for me. And the fact that her name is Debris, like,
Yeah.
How about the barter restaurant? I love that idea.
Yeah.
Of that.
Swapikins. Was it Swapikins?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Can I open one of those and would you guys come?
To swap?
I don't know what I would swap.
I don't.
I know.
I don't
and
think
what
it would
kind
be
of food?
successful.
You get
Are you
mozzarella
kidding?
sticks without sauce.
Sauce.
Maybe she should have left both heels and she could have gotten some sauce.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Oh, perhaps. Sorry. What do you mean maybe?
And yeah, Marky Bark's name she tries to pronounce Bitime.
Yes.
It just says bite,
Bite me.
I love that it's a throwback though to when she was in the tree. What
Yeah.
season was that? Was that,
That was season one. That was season one.
And how he died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that's how he died. So, absolutely.
But I wish he hadn't, so he could have made an appearance.
And that was Ron Howard's brother. That was.
Was that the only one they couldn't get back, so they just killed him off?
Yeah.
No, that's Ron Howard's brother. I think they just didn't have a reason to bring him back.
Okay.
I can't remember his name right now for the life of me. But
I feel like on the
he's
show
in
they-
everything. Ron Howard's.
They never want to kill anybody because they always bring people back.
Maybe he's not really dead.
Perhaps.
Maybe
That's
he
possible.
was just on meth, so he
Perhaps.
assumed he was dead.
Oh, that's a good way that they could bring it back.
So let's talk about this Marky Bark character, though. First of all, he's in typical kind of like fashion. We discover that he doesn't really see.
Faces.
He doesn't
has-
see faces.
He's
He-
face
blind.
blind.
Yeah.
face blindness. He called
Does
it.
that exist?
I don't know, but I want to know.
I don't know. Sounds unbelievable.
We did an episode of Hannibal just this week on AfterBuzz Hannibal, where we talked about a person who had something called Cotard syndrome, which apparently they can't see faces either. So it might be possible.
But he said, I can see hair, I can see eyes, I can see noses, I can see mouths, but I can't see faces.
He described everything in a face except for the actual face.
And he says that he can know that she's a girl.
Yeah.
Except really he can't, because sometimes the voices will trick you when the guys want to, you know.
I
Love
guess to
that
sleep
part
with her
too.
to find
Yeah.
out.
Weird, totally weird, but it's an interesting character. And of course his Lindsay finally gets it on. She, after 4 years of frustration only being able to sleep with Tobias, she finally gets to sleep with somebody else, and he's not that satisfying, unfortunately, for her.
Because they have sex during a traffic stop.
Like what realistically, he put it in park, ran into the back, they had sex, and then he ran back in.
She said it was fast.
It's a good 5 seconds there. That's how much time you have.
That's how much time you have in traffic, I would think, right?
Unless it's LA traffic.
Yeah, then you've got a good 2 hours.
You gotta pick the right freeway, maybe the 405 to do that successfully. I'm not sure.
Imagine planning for traffic, like instead of avoiding it. Which way can we go to hit the most traffic? That's what they did.
And then, of course, he's yelling at her when she's on the phone. Like, he doesn't even recognize her when she's...
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And
But
he
all
tells
she-
the woman who's in the restroom that he loves her and
And
runs
he's like,
back to tell her, I don't love you.
And all she takes away from the conversation after everything, you know, that's on the phone, and Tobias hears him call him like some dud or kind of boyfriend, remember? And all she gets out of it is, he said he loved me.
He
So
says,
Lindsay again, only hearing what she wants.
Yeah.
He says, ma'am, can you get out of there because, like, stop taking so long because my girlfriend
lady.
actually has to tell
Her
loser
loser
her
ex.
ex-boyfriend.
loser
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend that she wants to break up with him.
I love that. And then, it's just a great character. He looks a little like Paul Rudd. He's not. I looked him
Is
up.
that a
I totally
fake
get that.
beard? It looks like they literally just, like, they took a sponge with makeup on it and put it on
It doesn't even look like there's actual hair. It looks
Yeah.
really painted
You know, all the
on.
special effects they did in episode 2 with Marilyn Rice Cub and that, they put that, they took that away from the beard budget. That's probably what it was.
Lindsay, who is so completely shallow and vapid, how does she like someone who has wood for teeth?
Well, it's the new Lindsay. She's
the
finding
new
truth.
Lindsay.
She's listening to the shaman.
And you have to admit, even though he's good looking, like in his own way,
Yeah,
he's a good
even
looking
as
dude.
a dirty hippie.
Yeah, she can call him whatever he wants,
wood.
but
He kind of looks like the what's the dirty kid from Charlie Brown?
Pigpen. He looks like Pigpen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
okay, a couple of different things.
Okay.
Am I not allowed?
Oh, you are. We just we're running a little tight, but go ahead.
The only one was okay. So the shout out to if anybody's ever taken an improv class.
Yes,
and when
and.
Tobias the yes and that killed me. I couldn't get over that. And the other one was Camp Kissing Me Mommy.
Yes.
That was amazing when she was talking about suckle on my champagne breast.
Oh,
and
my God.
he wrote it inside the little tent in her room at Camp
that's
Kissing Me
good.
Mommy.
Oh God, that was
So
awesome.
that explains Tobias.
Such a great
I mean that
scene.
explains
Buster.
Buster to a T.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we got to mention the Thanksgiving miracle because that was an awesome scene too.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And the fact we talked about ostriches in the last episode, and this is a reoccurring theme throughout this season. It seems like Bitime or Marky Bark or whoever you want to call him, he lives on an ostrich farm in the desert. And so the ending scene with him and his mom saying, "Get away from her." And then, "No, I mean you slut."
slut. Yeah, I love that.
"No, but she tells me she's pretty, Mom."
So, okay, well, if we are about wrapped up with this episode, we got to wrap this up. So let's go on to predictions for this one.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, do you want to start this one off, Elena?
I think Lindsay and Tobias are going to make it work. I think things aren't going to work out with Marky Bark, and they're going to make it work and somehow get through losing their 10,000 square foot home.
Okay, interesting.
You know who Marky Bark reminds me of? He reminds me of the homeless man that she dated that was actually an actor that's
Right.
a homeless man.
Reminds me of that too. I was thinking of that too, and I forgot that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And obviously, as I spoke about, in the top left corner, you can see Tobias. So something with that's going on.
So you think Tobias is on that plane?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that because I love the way they set this up, that Marky Bark and Lindsay will turn out to be related. That she might turn out to be
I still
related,
think-
and that mom might be her mom. And I love the way that she treated her. I love the way that she treated her badly, almost like Lucille treats her badly. So I kind of see a mirror there.
That's a great
still
That blew
prediction.
my mind.
Does that
That's
blow your
an
mind?
amazing one.
Because she wanted to try and sleep with Michael at the end of season 3. Why can't she have all of a sudden slept with a
Her
relative?
real boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
her real
brother.
my awesome.
I still think that she's somehow related to Stan Sitwell's daughter because they look so similar and they were both adopted.
Okay. So that's a possibility too. I like that
Yes.
one too. So all these possibilities but I feel like her real family is gonna come into play.
Yes,
I think we both agree
definitely.
on that. So anyway, so let's see, Roxy, where can we find you?
on Twitter at Roxy Stryer.
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly.
Great. And,
On Twitter at _Alina23.
and you can find me at Nandovel on Twitter as well. And thanks again, guys. We will be doing 2 more of these next week. So stay tuned for that. And until then, thanks for tuning in with us for Arrested Development.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.